Hey, what's up? This is Squish. This is my Tony Hawk 2 All Goals and Gold submission for SGDQ17. Pick Jamie Thomas and get started in Hangar. Here we go. So this category, it's called All Goals and Golds. It's basically you 100% the game with one skater. So you get all the goals, all the cash, and you get gold medals in all the competitions. So there's a lot that you have to do to get all that, because there's a lot more goals in this game than there are in Tony Hawk 1. So the route is it's really important to make an optimized route for this game. And it's the approach you have to take to make that route is really interesting, because there's a lot of different ways you can approach a level. So there's room for creativity in route design, and two people can go completely separate directions and finish within a few seconds of each other for levels like Hangar in particular. So I'm actually almost done here. You can do Hangar in about a minute with good execution and a good route. And one has cash icon. Okay, good. Run up some stats. Ollie and speed is all you need until basically the end of the game. So we're in school. School is one of the biggest levels, if not the biggest level. And all the goal items and the hidden tape and all the cash are pretty well spread out. So that means that you actually have to retry a bunch of times to get everything in the most efficient way possible. So right there I got some cash and I got TC's roof gap. And then you try. Before that, I just got a couple of cash icons that are just in like a really inconvenient spot. And now I'm gonna get most of the other goals in this attempt before I do one more that gets like the last of the cash and the hidden tape. So there's Hall Pass, isn't it? It's a really quick wall ride if you want to try and do there. Yeah, it's hard. Alright, get some points here. Here we go. The scores in this game, I like to call that. I like to say that they're non-trivial. Like in Tony Hawk 1, you don't have to worry about score for pretty much the entire game, because you have this special trick called the backflip, and you can spin it, and it's sort of a glitch that you can spin it, and it gets you like a disproportionate amount of points. But in Tony Hawk 2, you don't really have access to something that's sort of broken like that, so you have to plan out your combos pretty well in order to get score in some of the levels. School, it's not that bad because it's only 100,000, but later on it's more than doubles. So you'll see I was able to get that Hall Pass with just a Wally there. It's a cool way to skip the added hang time that you get from just going up the quarter pipe normally. And there's less bell. Okay, so now we're going to go into the last phase of school, which is pretty much just getting some cash and getting the hidden tape. It's a really sharp turn you have to do to get that. It's hard to do. So cash up here, and we're going to do this little wall ride grind combo, hopefully. There we go. To get this cash right here. And next stop is the secret tape, hidden area. There's the tape. Has a pretty wide hitbox, so you can actually jump and grind on the flagpole. And like pretty much every other Tony Hawk game, it's always fast to grind. And now we're heading into Marseille, the first competition. And so in Marseille, there's a few cash icons you need to grab, and you need to get about 60,000 points to get gold. There's not really RNG with that. It's pretty much just set. If you get a certain amount of points, you're guaranteed to get gold. That being said, on top of RNG, there's like no RNG in this entire game. Sometimes there's some goals that can be a little finicky with how they want to be, how they want to register, but generally there's ways to approach everything so that you get everything every time if you execute well. So this is actually, even though it's a very complicated and sort of intense run, it's pretty safe for marathons. There was recently the Tony Hawk Pro Skater Speedrun Marathon 2, and there was a race of this game between me and a guy called Pokemon Ace 101, and we both got pretty good times in that race. So now I'm in New York. New York It's not as big a school, but to do it optimally, you're going to want to do one retry. And that's just because this is the PC version, and the PC version retries instantaneously because the loading times are so short. So, be nice, Taxi. Oh, Taxi's not nice.
You are pissing me off!
Go back to 3 gets more air. But yeah, if... Oh, wow.
You are pissing me off!
Like I said, these guys are not RNG, I'm just... My timing is off. Normally I'm at this area earlier than I am right now. But yeah, you can retry in certain areas that will actually then lead you to save time getting from place A to place B. So I'll show you when I'm going to do that. I'm going to go for this on a second attempt. This is kind of a tricky cache to get. You have to time your jump really well. You'll see me switch stance a lot. If you know much about Tony Hawk games, you'll know that being in switch is generally a bad thing. There's my retry to save time. Because when you get switch, depending on how high your switch stat is, your stats are diminished effectively. So you ideally want to spend minimal amount of time in switch. But actually, the animation of getting switch has a little bit of a speed boost to it, and allows you to make sharper turns than you normally can. So you use that sometimes in the run. There's the other thing that plays into that is it's fast to do perfect landings. And to do perfect landings, you need to at least do a 180 spin. Like that. Perfect landings give you a more significant speed boost than, say, like landing special tricks, or being in a switch stance section. And coming up here is probably the hardest gap in this run. Okay, yeah. So that's one of the things that is really difficult about Venice here. Venice is probably I think it's the second hardest level next to Bullring, which is the last competition. But basically, this gap requires some finagling, to say the least. There's a trick I'm trying to do. Basically, you do an ollie trick as you're going off the quarter pipe. There you go. So you might have heard the little boneless noise, and that just means that I got like a little boost of air from doing a really late ollie with the boneless. And that's one of the things that makes this sort of one of the harder levels. Oop. I didn't go fast enough for the gap to register there, but this is sort of a quick way to get this transfer gap. You don't actually have to really do much of a transfer, you just do a little grind. And go up to this roof here, get another letter. There's another perfect landing for the speed boost. Perfect landings, they might look easier than they actually are, but sometimes you have just like a matter of a couple of frames to score a perfect landing versus just a regular landing. Sometimes there are ways you can make it a lot easier to get perfect landings by doing things like doing 180s on rails. Makes perfect landings a lot more easy to achieve. Alright, I almost had that spray paint can my first go. There we go. Alright, now there's a couple more things to wrap up before I'm going to do a retry and then start one of the really long goals in the game, which is ollieing the magic bombs. And ollieing the magic bombs is sort of similar to another goal early on in the game, which was ollieing the hydrants in New York City. And that I say that because they are both really finicky on how you ollie over them. There's a specific way they like to be ollied over them. So I've sort of gotten the hang of it now. That jump right there, you can sometimes land in a grind, but sometimes you fail, but it's no big deal. So these bumps spawn in set spots, but they're just really far away from each other. So the goal for the speedrun kind of sucks, but you gotta do it. Thankfully you're able to route it such that you accomplish some other goals at the same time. Okay, need to get up here. There you go. Get the banner cache, and now there's another bum here I like to try and get just by dropping down on him. There we go, that's the fast way to do him. And this is the second to last bum. He's probably the most finicky, I think.
Get out of here, you creep!
Accepting your ollie. And now there's some cash here. There we go. That's the last cash icon. And now the last bum is right over here, so I'm just gonna jump over him and it's in. Okay, so you see I lost some time there because I screwed up that first BB transfer. That's like the hard one. But generally I'm pretty consistent on that. I'm definitely the most consistent player on that gap, I would say. So now we're in the second competition, Skate Street. There are 2 secret areas you have to unlock in Skate Street by doing a couple of specific gaps. So that rail gap that I got in the beginning of the level opened up that area with that van, and you have to go in there to get the cash. Because even in competitions, to 100% you get all the cash in the competitions. It's a cool little wally shuffle there. That's the gap right there that unlocks the secret area. And you have to get just enough air to get that, even though we're working with low air stats here, so we're using Jamie Thomas. So now here's a really big combo that you have to do at the start of this level, so I'm going to try and focus. Oh no, okay. So sometimes it's easy to get caught up and do one extra flip trick there. Okay, now I just need to not fail my grind as I get to this cache. Alright, so that's the hardest thing to do in this level. It's just a really long combo. It's really finicky getting it to work correctly. There's a lot of nuance that goes into landing it, I would say. We still have to go back up here a couple times though because of these cache icons that are in these really inconvenient spots, but because you can do that, a quick wall ride makes it not so slow. So Philly is a pretty big level, but it's not as big as school, I'd say. So you can get almost everything in one run. And technically you can get everything in one go, but it's more difficult than I'd like to do in an actual run, let alone a marathon run. Alright, that bell is sometimes a pain. So there's another secret area we're going to have to open up here in just a second. Switch shots. And go back here to run on this guy and land on the E. So right there, usually you have to do like a little wall ride or a grind from another chunk of the level to get that E, but if you time your ollie and your grind on that wire well enough, you can get it all in one go. So now we're actually in the skate park of the level, and you have to do 4 lip tricks. So there's 2. Perfect landing to get a little bit of a speed boost. There's number 3, and some cash up here. That's the last cash icon, and boom. So now we're gonna up some stats because bouldering is you need a lot of vert for bouldering pretty much. I'll show you why. It's stuff like this right here. It's very hard to do without immense vert stats. This is a really hard jump to line up. Okay, cool. Getting my first try is nice. So now I'm gonna try and land a perfect landing, big drop. Sorry. Big drops are really weird. They're basically if you fall from too high of a height, you have to press ollie as you land, otherwise you fail. It's a stupid thing that they put in the Tony Hawk 2 and the Tony Hawk 3 only. It just makes it that much less fun to land. So I'm almost actually getting all of the cash in one go here. I'm probably going to be a little shy just because I got hit by that bull there. Maybe I can pull it off if I get lucky with it's right here. Okay, cool. That's actually the first time I've ever done that, so that's pretty sick. I get to show off this cool strat here for getting score. Okay. I'm gonna get a little bit more points, just to be safe. But I'm definitely good. Alright. And that. Oh, wowee. Gold boring. That's pretty cool. So, just as a confirmation here, I'll say that awesome job, you cleared out career mode, and you unlock a cheat code or a hidden skater whenever you do that with one skater in particular. So that's a game. As you can see, it's pretty action-packed. That's one way to say it. There's a lot to do, a lot to collect, a lot of tricky jumps, tricky lineups, very particular setups for things that basically mandate stuff like perfect landings. So yeah, I think it would be a great game to be showcased at SGDQ. It's not too long, not too short, and it's, you know, Tony Hawk 2 is second place on Metacritic. A lot of people know that. It's regarded as one of the best games of all time, and one of the best soundtracks of all time. So it's I think it'd be pretty enjoyable for a lot of different people to watch. And this game hasn't been shown in a GDQ since SGDQ17, and that was N64 any percent on my NES Kamikaze. So this is a completely different beast that's really never been shown in a major marathon before, especially not at the level that it is optimized to right now. So there you have it. There's my pitch. There's my run. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.